Bloody hell. Hey guys, welcome back to United Red Devils 20. How is everyone doing this Thursday evening? Hope everyone's had a good day. Hope everyone's looking forward to the end of this week. And hope everyone's looking forward to another brand new weekend in November 2022 this year. First of all, do me a massive favour for me. Hit the like button, hit the share button, hit the subscribe button if you're new to my YouTube channel, which is called United Red Devils 20. Please subscribe, bottom right hand corner if you're new. Remember to share the video, hit the tweet button, hit the retweet button, and remember to always remember to put the notification bell on all times so you receive dedicated content right throughout the rest of 2022 this year on my YouTube channel, which is United Red Devils 20. We've got Hogwarts Legacy coming, more Fortnite, FIFA 23 career mode. We've got Kingdom Hearts 4, Need for Speed Unbound. We've got the new SpongeBob game, more previews, more match reactions. So please subscribe, bottom right hand corner if you're new. And welcome to your Carabao Cup third round match reaction to Manchester United's 4-2 win over Aston Villa Football Club on the third round of the 2022-2023 Carabao Cup, finishing Manchester United 4, Aston Villa 2 at Old Trafford Football Stadium this evening, which was an 8 p.m. home evening kickoff for United in the third round of the competition. And United, yet again, have scraped by a club that showed fight, showed will, and showed heart under a new manager in Unai Emery. Manchester United have knocked Aston Villa out of the Carabao Cup, and obviously we are still waiting for the fourth round draw, and hopefully Manchester United get a kind draw for them in the next round of the Carabao Cup after this evening's win. But Manchester United made that look harder than what it should have been. I thought Manchester United in the first half were really poor. I thought Villa, for me, dominated the game, and then the second half, Villa came out and absolutely swept United aside, got the early goal. We got the equaliser very quickly, but then to let a Villa go up the other end and get a 2-1 lead for a Diego Dalot own goal, it shows that this Manchester United team is still crying out for a lack of quality. It's still crying out for more players, and it's still crying out for some talent in this team, because that team that was put up by Erik ten Hag tonight, I did not expect. I really did expect Manchester United to go full strength. I couldn't understand the decision of starting De Gea on the bench, Casemiro on the bench, Eriksen on the bench, Lisandro Martinez on the bench, Luke Shaw on the bench. I couldn't understand when Villa put quite a very strong team out. Manchester United went back to the Ole Gunnar Solskjaer style of football, which was crap performance in the first half and finishing 0-0. And Manchester United had come out in the second half looking like a petrified prawn because they can't cope with Villa's ability with the forwards they got running at Maguire and Lindelof. I mean, Harry Maguire, how he has got selected for the England World Cup squad absolutely bewilders me. He has shown the complete incapability of how crap he actually is. Defensively for Man United, he's absolutely shocking. Honestly, I've never known such a bad footballer in all my life. He ain't good enough to even go and get your local shop with your shopping list. Honestly, Maguire at the back, as a captain, as a leader of this team, he has shown today why he should be nowhere near an England World Cup spot, and it shows today why Manchester United really need to move this fridge on in the summer. He simply is not good enough. That team today have got lucky. Let's be honest, you're looking at that game as a performance of players that don't really give a fuck. Let's be honest. And they've scraped by a club that I feel like did deserve a result out of this game. Aston Villa, for me, in the second half, were the better team. But Villa, still trying to play out of the back, the usual old crap they did under Gerrard, has come back to haunt Villa tonight through late goals through Scott McTominay and Bruno Fernandes, which luckily has got us over the line. But Manchester United as a whole, as a performance tonight, the standard of some of those players is absolutely shocking. And for me, they fell asleep at the start of the second half, and this is where the game could have been won or lost for me. United, luckily, got the equaliser to go 2-2 from Marcus Rashford very quickly. But Manchester United really, in my opinion, with the players they had in that first half, should have been able to score against an Aston Villa team. Really, the quality should have been showing through in that first half. But Man United, really, for me, are lacking a lack of quality, and they're lacking some talent on the ball. And when you don't put your best team out, which I was surprised at Erik ten Hag's team selection, because really, in my opinion, if you've got players that are crap and are nowhere near good enough to play in a Manchester United shirt, what are they doing playing for Man United at all? If you've got crap players, You leave them on the bench or you banish them to the reserves. I'm tired with second chance FC at this club. If you've got crap players like McTominay and Fred, Elanga, Malacia, Lindelof, Maguire, Delot, Rashford, Martial, I'm not being funny. How Marcus Rashford has picked up the man of the match award tonight. I think the pundits and the pundits that are talking about the game now after the final whistle, how Marcus Rashford has picked up that man of the match award, for me, it's a complete no-go. For me, Alejandro Garnacho is the one that changed that game. As soon as he's brought on, Manchester United looked like a better team. We couldn't dominate with the ball. We couldn't dominate with possession. And we will let Villa attacking us again. And I can't understand the formation we went with. Why are we playing 4 midfielders in the midfield? We only need 3. And in the first half, what I didn't agree with was shifting Bruno Fernandes out to the right wing again when he's not a right winger. As a Manchester United team, you shouldn't be moving players out to positions they're not comfortable in, because their game gets exposed for how badly they actually are. And that's what, for me, was the first half worry. We're still using players out of position that are not comfortable in that position they want to play in. And really, Manchester United should be using the facility of players they've actually got. That United team, for me, was poor tonight. But as soon as Garnacho's brought on, Lisandro Martinez, Eriksen and Garnacho, that game changed very, very quickly. It showed the crap players that featured in that first half and the second half as well. It basically shows you half that team is basically shit. Half those players do not try. Half those players do not put any effort in. And they were showing that in the first half. And Erik ten Hag had to make changes in the second half. And he had to bring on the likes of Eriksen. He had no choice. He had to bring Casemiro on. He had to bring Garnacho on. He had to bring Lisandro Martinez on. Because Manchester United simply could not cope with Aston Villa's style of play up front and even in the midfield battle. Aston Villa were the dominant team. They were the better team on the ball. And the quality they've got in that team now, especially off the bench as well, Aston Villa are going to do very, very well under Unai Emery. But tonight they showed playing out from the back, completely set Man United on the charge. We could not afford to go out the Carabao Cup. And I'm tired of showing your opponent respect in a game of football. If you show too much respect to an opponent, they are going to walk over you. It's like a person walking on a big rock of fire. You know they are going to get burnt badly. And Manchester United are basically saying, well, we can't keep using the same team every week. But unfortunately, you've got to. If Manchester United are serious about winning trophies, you need to realise how quick some of these players are and how quick some of these players are actually crap, because they're still showing it in a Man United shirt. McTominay and Fred, I know McTominay got the winning goal in the end and got us through to the 4th round, but let's not beat around the bush. Awful footballer. Can't pass the ball, can't run the ball, can't dominate possession, gives the ball away. It's the same with Fred. As soon as you saw that team line up tonight and you saw McTominay and Fred in it, McFred, more than McDonald's, you basically knew the midfield battle was going to be lost very, very quickly. And that is what is happening. If you've got players that aren't good enough, they should be nowhere near this team. They need to be sold, or they need to be sold in the January, or even in the summer. Things and brutal honesty need to start happening at Man United again, but we are too soft as a club. We're too with the nicey-nicey approach. And the problem is, if that keeps happening, the same old Manchester United will come back and haunt the fans and the supporters of this club. We can't keep carrying on acting like we're a big fucking club anymore, because we're not. And luckily, we've got through tonight, because otherwise we would have been sat here out of the competition. Aston Villa, for me, deserved to be through here. Man United, really, based on the whole 90-minute performance, was shit. And the same mistakes that happened on Sunday have happened again today, but we've won. And what angers me the most, if we can score goals tonight, where the fuck was this on Sunday? Away to Villa Park. Where was this performance? Where were these goals? Man United basically gave up on Sunday, and Ten Hag said he was not happy with the performance on Sunday, and he knew he had to change it up, and he was angry and pissed off at half-time. And you could tell that there are cracks now appearing at Man United again. Erik ten Hag is basically getting as pissed off as was Mourinho when Mourinho was managing Man United. You're now starting to see Erik ten Hag getting very, very annoyed with a lack of quality he has got in this squad. He really shouldn't have to be using players like Delo. He shouldn't have to use Maguire. He shouldn't have to use Lindelof. He shouldn't have to use Malacia, McTominay, Fred, Alanga. You should not be allowing him to have to use these players. They're not good enough. And when they all featured tonight, that performance went backwards. It really, really does show that how far Man United are behind the likes of Arsenal, Man City, or even behind the likes of Newcastle now. And luckily, we're still in this now. And we await the fourth round draw. I'm just hoping Manchester United get a kind draw and we don't end up against Man City or Liverpool, because I know deep down the Carabao Cup will probably screw everyone over and get Man United and Liverpool a very, very difficult game to face. And we can't afford that. We do need to win the trophy. And the Carabao Cup, which I call the Mickey Mouse Cup, needs to be shown that this is a serious competition that Manchester United can actually win. There's big opportunities to win a trophy. The likes of Chelsea, Arsenal and Spurs are all out of the Carabao Cup. West Ham are out. Palace are out. Look at all the big teams around Manchester United that are out of the Carabao Cup. Everton are out as well. There's a huge opportunity for these players to get some silverware and get a trophy in that fucking cabinet. We can't afford 6 years without a trophy, because it will show that we have failed after one season under Erik ten Hag already. It will show failure of where we are as a club. And for me, I was very, very less confident tonight. I felt deep down inside that something wasn't right about this game, and it showed again. 90 minutes of crap. The second half, when Aston Villa went 2-1 in front, Man United finally decided to then step up. And the problem is, you look at the defence and you look at that midfield and you look at that attack. We are so out of form in all three positions in the team. We're so out of the quality that we actually need going forward. And that is being shown tonight. Jadon Sancho still out through illness. Antony still out through injury. Ronaldo out with a bug. I'm telling you, these players, those three alone, have been dropped from this team. And they really should have been playing today. All three of those players, for me, should have started for Manchester United tonight. I can't understand what is happening with Sancho. I can't understand what is happening with Antony. I can't understand how Ronaldo's gone from playing Sunday afternoon to getting ill on a Thursday night. I can't understand. I think there are a serious mentality issue inside this dressing room, and certain players are having player power again. And for me, that is not going to help Erik ten Hag's long-term plan. If there's too much player power going in on side Old Trafford's dressing room again with certain players and certain individuals, and we all know who they are, this will be deemed that Erik ten Hag will fail very, very quickly. But Man United have got over the line. They've got the win and they're through to the fourth round. And hopefully, like I said, we get a kind draw. And you have to look at the start of the defence. Lindelof and Maguire, they don't work as a defensive duo. They're both shit. And like I said about Maguire, he should be nowhere near an England shirt. He should be nowhere near a Man United shirt. He did not deserve an England World Cup squad place. And Gareth Southgate came out and said, and I quote, he's one of the best centre-backs England have got. Have you watched him tonight, Gareth? He was at fault for both of the goals. And the same with Victor Lindelof. Gets substituted because he's crap. Delo, again, absolutely trash. Scores an own goal to give Villa the 2-1 lead. 3 or 4 games in a row, Diego Delo has shown why he's not the right back everybody wants and everybody thinks he's going to be. He's absolutely trash. And the problem is, I went to watch Bristol City against Lincoln on Tuesday night in the Carabao Cup. We were fucking shit and they lost 3-1 to Lincoln. I'm seeing that same kind of performance again from Man United tonight. The same players, the same issues, the same problems. If these issues and these problems aren't fixed quick, and there's no quick fix, the problems which will escalate will cause future results to go pear-shaped. And it will escalate. We've seen all this before from Manchester United. We win a good game and then we go back to the same old shit again. But like I said, if I'm the manager of Man United and I've got McTominay, Fred, Lindelof, Delo, Maguire, Phil Jones, Eric Bailly, Telles, Alanga, Rashford, Martial, Pellistri, I would not be using these players. They are not good enough. If they're not good enough, Like I said, you have to move them on. It's not hard to sell these players. And the problem is, with Manchester United, we are now lacking in options of attack as well. You look at the right wing, I can't understand how Antony is still injured. I can't understand how Sancho is still ill. I think for me, there are too many problems for Erik ten Hag to fix. And for me, I still think in the next 18 months, this is going to go pear-shaped very, very quickly for Manchester United. I think it will. I'm not being funny. I think it will really, really struggle to see how Man United are going to be able to get success back at Manchester United when Erik ten Hag is being thrown to the walls by the board and the owners of this club, basically saying you've got to go with what you've got. If you don't back him in January and you don't get him the backup right back or the striker he wants, I think Manchester United are going to find themselves in exactly the same position we had under Solskjaer, under Ralph Rangnick. We've got managers who want players that don't get given them. They end up with the sack a year and a half later, and then we're on a new manager again. We can't afford for that to happen. We really, really can't see Manchester United fail this season. We need trophies. We do need to win some kind of cup this season. We can't afford 6 years. And tonight, Man United have got very, very lucky. And it's the goalkeeper as well, Martin Dubravka. Absolutely shit. His positioning as goalkeeper has to come under... It has to be crucified, because how crap this on loan deal was actually for Manchester United. It shows how bad we are at negotiating transfers. You're putting a backup goalkeeper in a cup game and he's conceded 2 goals. Basically says to you, crap goalkeeper. Martin Dubravka's fucking awful. Consistent with a foot injury and still gets picked for Manchester United in a Man United shirt. It makes no sense. And we've currently got the Carabao Cup 4th round draw going on as it currently stands. We've got the Carabao Cup 4th round, so we haven't been drawn out, nor Liverpool, Man City, or Manchester United. We're not been drawn out yet, and it's funny that all the other teams are coming out we don't want. What I wanted, and they've all come out, so it's going to end up being a Man United, Liverpool, Man United, Man City. I can't afford to watch this. This is going to go wrong, this Carabao Cup draw. Are we at home? Please say we are actually at home. Manchester City have come out of the Carabao Cup draw. This is meant to be a match reaction, but we're having to focus because we're in this. We're in this draw. Man City have just been drawn against Liverpool in the Carabao Cup 4th round. Man City, Liverpool. That's an interesting draw. So Manchester United still out yet. So yeah, I don't see how Manchester United are allowed to sign an on-loan goalkeeper when he's already conceding goals. But he has to thank his defence for that, because Maguire and Lindelof were at fault for half the goals today. And also, Diego Dalot is a right back and Malacia is a left back. I think also those 2 positions will need... Man United have just come out. We're at home 4th round. Give us like MK Dons, I'll take that. Or Cheltenham. I'll take Burnley. Nice. We've got Burnley in the Carabao Cup 4th round. I'll take that. A championship club, I will take Burnley all day long. I'll take it. I don't actually mind that draw. That's actually all right. I don't mind that. So yeah, we're breaking news. We've been drawn at home against Burnley in the 4th round of the Carabao Cup. But the most exciting tie is Man City home to Liverpool. What a game. Telly game on the telly. Another game. So one of those are going to be going out. So yeah, as we continue with this match reaction, there are so many problems and quick fixes that need to happen at Manchester United very, very quickly. We do need recruitment in the summer. And if you look at our performance as a whole, we're really starting to miss the attacking flair players. Like, how long has Sancho been out for? We didn't see him against Real Sociedad away. Didn't see him against West Ham at home. Didn't see him against Villa away in the league. Didn't see him again tonight. So it shows that even with Antony, how is Antony still not available on the right wing still? For me, in my opinion, Antony's not injured. I think he has been dropped because of his attitude and because he ain't going to change the style of play he wants to be changed up with. And for me, I think that's disgusting. I mean, what would you rather have? Anthony Elanga on the right wing or Antony? I would rather have our £85 million right wing or the dynamite of a left foot out on the right wing. You don't have that. We've basically got no attack. And you saw with Rashford and Martial, they both got their goals and they took them very, very well. but it still shows that you can't rely on them to get the job done. You're having to still substitute them. And Martial's only just come back from injury, so it's nice to see him actually keeping himself fit and actually scoring a goal tonight on his return from injury. But that team as a whole, I've gone with Lindelof, Maguire, Dalot, Malacia, McTominay, Fred, Rashford, Martial, Fernandes, Van der Beek and Elanga. That's 11 players. That's a first team. That all played tonight, I thought was shit. Moving Antony Elanga out onto the right wing when he's not a right winger. Putting Bruno Fernandes out on the right wing when he's not a right winger. Maguire, absolutely trash. And if I was Gareth Southgate, I'd be watching that Man United game back, and honestly, I would not be picking Maguire. I'd be telling Harry, after what I've seen tonight, mate, I am not keeping you in this England World Cup team. He's absolutely crap. The 2 goals that get past him is his defensive awareness again. It's more crap than opening a fridge door and all you see in the fridge is bread and butter and that's all he's got. That's Maguire. He's absolutely useless. He is going to cost England dearly at the World Cup. We are not going to last long in the World Cup if we've got Maguire at the back. We are going to struggle to keep a clean sheet with Maguire's ability in his defence, which is shit. At Man United as well. And then we move on to Lindelof. I can't trust him either. Lindelof is just as bad as Harry Maguire. I mean, those two are absolutely shit as a defensive duo. And it shows tonight the amount of errors they both show as a defensive partnership together. It doesn't work. And what I can't understand is why we're not trying to get Raphael Varane, still out injured, has been picked for France World Cup squad. Why can't he have played tonight if he's got himself fit again? I can't understand that. Have we been told by the French national team, you're not allowed to pick Varane? We need him fit for the World Cup. We need our defensive team back. Erik ten Hag, for me, really shouldn't have made so many changes from the weekend. He should have played his strongest team, which should have been De Gea, Dalot, Varane, Martinez, Luke Shaw, Casemiro, Eriksen, Fernandes, Antony, Sancho and Rashford. That should have been the team tonight. Ronaldo out with illness. Can't understand that either. It makes no sense, like I said, how he's picked the bug up from Sunday to 30. It makes no sense to me. And what our medical staff must be doing behind the scenes, it must show we've got such problems in Carrington in training that players can't keep themselves fit, can't keep themselves healthy. And when we need them, you can't rely on them going forward. And this is why we don't bury goals. This is why we don't keep clean sheets. This is why you win the midfield battle. If you keep rotating the squad and you keep showing that there are so many players that aren't good enough, this is going to affect Man United in the long term. And Erik ten Hag has to realise very, very quickly, he needs to look at this squad in a bigger depth. The defence, the midfield and the attack all need improvement again in January and then again in the summer. We need to spend at least 100 in January and we need another 300 to 400 million in the summer on new players to get this team playing the way Erik ten Hag wants this style of play to work. And if he knows deep down he hasn't got the players to use, I can't see him lasting long as manager. I think he's the right manager. For me, I always wanted Erik ten Hag as a new United manager. I wanted him over Pochettino. But if way I'm looking at this now, if you've got players here he doesn't want, he doesn't rate, and he can't get rid, for me, in his title video, should Erik ten Hag really walk away? I should have changed it. But for me, if he's not being backed by the board and the owners, I would love for him to come out in a press conference and say, you're not backing me, you're not delivering the players I want, you didn't get the players I wanted, and also you didn't get rid of half the coaching staff I didn't want here, and you didn't also give me the money or the tools to rebuild this squad in the summer that needed a major, major rebuild. And it still does. That midfield tonight, I mean, how many more chances is Donny van der Beek going to get? Absolutely crap against tonight. And maybe, was Ole Gunnar Solskjaer right? Was Ralf Rangnick right? Were they basically saying, Donny van der Beek is a Man United footballer, it's not going to work here. He ain't at the level, he ain't at the quality you want, and he's not the quality you need to win a midfield battle. Donny van der Beek again did this on Sunday, has done it again today. Maybe it's time to move him on. Maybe it's time, sorry, Donny, but in January we are going to sell you, or even in the summer, we are going to let you go. We know it hasn't worked out, and we're sorry for that. But Man United need to give more than a sorry. He should have been given more of a chance when we signed him in the first place, because you're looking at a performance as a whole, the amount of possession, the amount of loose touches he makes. He's not ready in that Man United midfield. But the problem is, you have to use Donny van der Beek because he's better than McTominay and Fred. And as for those two Duracell bunnies on fucking ice skates, it doesn't work. How many more times are we going to see Fred and McTominay, McFred in that Man United midfield? How many more Manchester United appearances are these two going to make? They should not have started tonight. That team did not need changing up. Maguire did not need to start. Lindelof, Dalot, Malacia, they didn't need to start tonight. Dubravka did not need to start tonight. And I quote, right, and this is a quote I got off Erik ten Hag before the game on Sky Sports, right? This is a quote he put about the team sheet and he put about his team, right? I'm going to get it up for you and I'm going to actually follow what he actually said, because do you know what? It shows that he's basically saying these players don't try, these players don't care. And he's probably right. And I actually want to find the reaction now, what he said before today's game. I want to show you what was said before the game, and I'm going to find it. I will find the quotes for you, what he actually said before the game. I will find it. I'm going to find it. And this is what he said about the team. This is what he said about the players before the Carabao Cup again today. I'm going to show it and I'm going to tell you it because it shows that. And I'm going to get some quotes. This is what he put in the matchday program, Erik ten Hag, right? Erik ten Hag's matchday program notes, right? As a knockout game, we know that there are no second chances. Tonight, we will either go through or go out. If we do not perform, then it's likely we will exit the competition, which could not be further from our attentions at Manchester United. It is an obligation to fight for victory in every game, in every competition, and that is the attitude I want to see from my players. We are nearing the end of a very intense run of games when we are seeing the importance of having a squad. Whoever's selected tonight, they will have to stick to the rules of winning and the plan we set out in advance. If we do that, then I'm confident that we will have the ability to secure a place in the next round of the Carabao Cup. Basically, what I get from that what I get for me is those players are not listening. It shows that performance in the first half again, it shows that Manchester United players are basically throwing another manager under the bus. If they're not doing what he's telling them to do, following the rules, and they're not following his plan and his tactics to win a football, this is going to end up one or two ways. One, the players will go behind his back and slag the manager off to the board. Or two, he will end up getting sacked and we'll get another interim till the end of the season, and then Man United then find a new manager in the summer. And for me, you saw it in that first half, really, in my opinion. And this is also more quotes. Adam Bates at Sky Sports, right? The backup goalkeepers are in action as customary in this contract, but those are two strong sides with plenty of first-choice Premier League starters in there. Bruno Fernandes, having missed the last game for his suspension, means its inclusion makes sense. What Unai Emery is asked Jacob Ramsey, Ollie Watson to go again after they had such fun against United on Sunday. Gareth Southgate would probably accept that Harry Maguire could do with some minutes, but he will not be the only international manager watching this one a little uncomfortably. Yeah, Gareth Southgate would have been sat there watching, having a fucking heart attack. Because Harry Maguire, don't even get me started. And this is more fixture congestion for United as well. Erik ten Hag will be eager for Man United's progress, of course, but the victory this season would not come without complications. Having failed to win the Europa League group, United already find themselves with an extra playoff game in Europe, and if they do go deep in the Carabao Cup, it will mean few slots free to add in the postponed Premier League games from early in the season. And he's right. He's absolutely right there. That comment there alone is showing Man United have got fixture fatigue, and it's showing in those players. It showed that tonight. And this is also a quote from Aaron Maguire, speaking to Sky, right? Sky Sports. A very proud day for myself and my family. To represent your country at a World Cup is the pinnacle of everybody's career. So it's very proud moment for myself, but I'm fully focused on tonight and delivering a result to get us into the next round. AK Harry Maguire doesn't give a shit. All he cares about is his little England career. He's absolutely shit. And for me, he shouldn't be going. And he was crap tonight, and it showed on both of Villa's goals. And this has explained Ronaldo's absence. Why isn't Cristiano Ronaldo in the squad? Erik Ten Hag replied, illness, so not available. Do you expect him to be available on Sunday? Ten Hag was asked. Difficult to say how he recovers. I'm not worried at all now. Was the World Cup part of a decision to leave him out? No, illness. For me, I think Ronaldo's been dropped after that poor shambles on Sunday. It showed in the game. But tonight, we could have done Ronaldo for that extra step of quality up front, because I don't understand why we shifted Fernandes out onto right wing for midfield again and we're still using Elanga. There's no chemistry from the defence, from the midfield to the attack. There is no chemistry in all those positions at Man United. And this is why we don't score enough goals. This is why Manchester United don't actually get anywhere when they want win games. This is why we don't score goals. It's because the quality of that United team is lacklustre. And this, another quote from Adam Bates, Old Trafford, Sky Sports person. Erik Ten Hag has acknowledged it was difficult to anticipate how Villa would line up on Sunday in United Emery's first game. But will we find it any easier this evening? Villa appear to have tweaked the shape again with two strikers and what possibly potentially could be a narrow midfield. Ramsey's the obvious danger. He found far too much space at Villa Park. Right again. Absolutely right. And I knew this game was going to be difficult, but I didn't expect Manchester United to make this game as hard as it was. So, yeah, it shows that United are lacking quality. And it's basically, it's from a whole point of view, Man United are seriously lacking to show that they've got any quality going forward, because you've got Carabao Cup, you've got the FA Cup, Premier League, Europa League playoff against Barcelona. For me, those four competitions alone as a whole for Man United, if you're looking at a performance tonight and you looked at the team that started the game and the team that ended the game, you're going to see what quality we've actually had to bring on to get ourselves out of jail again. We've basically borrowed the get out of jail free card from the Monopoly game board from the game itself, and we've had to use that to get ourselves out of trouble again, because Villa were the better team. They were dominating that second half, and for me, when they took that 2-1 lead, I was thinking, shit, here we go again. But that first half alone, if Man United were a better team and they took their chances, we would not have had to rely on the second half to get Manchester United over the line into the Carabao Cup fourth round. And thank God we've avoided Man City and Liverpool. That's another big side going out of the Carabao Cup. The rest of the teams in it don't really worry me. We've got Burnley at home in the next round. I would take that for what we've had to go up with so far. So the positive tonight is we're through to the fourth round. We've got Burnley in the next round. But one player for me that transformed that game as soon as he came on was Alejandro Garnacho again. And for me, he's getting my man of the match simply because of his performance. Again, with 15, 20 minutes in, he was basically lighting up that left wing. What does that mean for Rashford, Martial and Sancho? I don't actually know, because this kid is showing the quality he's got in his boots. Alejandro Garnacho is going to be the next big thing that is going to hit Manchester United headlines. He's going to be the player I think everybody's hoping for. He transformed those last few minutes into world-class ability. This is why he gets to represent Argentina at international level. And I'm hoping and praying he gets called up to World Cup, because he's fucking quality. Without Garnacho tonight, I don't think, for me, we would have scored 4 goals. I think we would have been sat here on penalties right now, trying to get past Aston Villa again, because of Unai Emery's tactics of how well he set Villa up with the 2 strikers and getting Jacob Ramsey forward more in the midfield role. He got him forward. They can't cope with that Jacob Ramsey either. He's such a quality player. And for me, I think he would be a fantastic signing for a Newcastle or a Liverpool. I think Jacob Ramsey has got the quality to be able to take his game up to the next level, because Man United, I would have him there. I would have him in our midfield, and I would give them McTominay and Fred, because I think Jacob Ramsey is the better player. I think for me, as soon as he got in behind Ollie Watkins and Danny Ings, and he's getting the ball through on goal to the attacking players Villa have got, they could not cope, Man United. They couldn't control the game as a whole. They really, as a team, should have got the game won, because no disrespect to Villa, it's the Carabao Cup. But I expected a lot better from a Man United team that got stuffed at the weekend, and we nearly got embarrassed again tonight. And hopefully we are not going to see repeat performances of this shit again. And hopefully we can start actually keeping a clean sheet again. Because the less clean sheets we keep and the more goals we keep conceding, we are going to keep losing games. We're going to keep drawing games. We'll drop more points and we'll find ourselves out of the Europa League and the Carabao Cup very quickly, as well as the FA Cup. So, Man United as a whole, you may have won, but that performance as a whole, honestly, I'm just glad we're through. Honestly, I'm glad we're through. Yeah, so for me, United have got off lucky. I do want to see improvement still. You've got to see more improvement in that first team, because for me, United are still not showing enough on the pitch. And those players tonight who were given a second chance, I think have all blown it. And we all know who they are. I think there are players in that team tonight that can't cope with the quality that United are looking for. I don't think some of these players can offer Eriksen what he wants as a manager. I think some of these players need to be moved on very, 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 very quickly, because otherwise this is going to get worse at Manchester United. And, lucky United are through and we've knocked Villa out, but I thought Villa under Unai Emery, they look like a completely different team. And it's like he's woke them up from a coma, because I think Steven Gerrard put the players in one. Because I tell you what, it shows that when you get a proper manager playing proper tactics and actually winning games, it shows that Erik ten Hag for me was the right appointment. I just worry long term that if he doesn't get backed in January and he doesn't get backed again next summer, and we've still got the same players we've got now next season, I think the situation at Man United could escalate very quickly. And I think we could see a repeat of history. Mourinho was sacked 2 seasons in. Ten Hag could be sacked within 2 seasons in. It happened under Van Gaal as well. So Man United have got a lot of improvement today, as well as that defence. I think Malaysia, what a bad buy that's been. Absolutely trash again today. Can't understand why Luke Shaw has not got ahead of Malaysia in a Carabao Cup game. I know I wanted him to start, but that was based on what I saw from previous game. But what I've seen again tonight, 15 million down the drain for me. I think Malaysia is starting to show why he should have really gone to Lyon. I think coming to Man United has been a very, very bad move for his career. And I don't think he can cope with the pressure of playing for such an iconic football club in Manchester United. I think Bruno Fernandes, lack of frustration again tonight, showing he can't cope well when he's angry with the ball, plays it too quickly, tries to too many dramatic long forward passes to get players through on goal. Donny van der Beek, I honestly don't think he's got a future. I thought yet again, he's just absolutely poor as anything. Alanga, he ain't the future. When all those players started getting excited when he was banging in goals, even Solskjaer and Ragnick were seeing it. Rashford, Alanga's for the future. Alanga's this, Alanga's that. He's a really, really good player. He's listened to what everything we're doing as a manager and as a coach. The hype over Alanga is massively, massively unjustified. He's absolutely trash. Honestly, I would rather have McTominay on the right wing than bloody Antony Alanga, but they're both as bad as each other. And that team tonight showing that if you don't start your best players, we are going to suffer long term. De Gea should have started. Martinez should have started. Eriksen, Casemiro, Luke Shaw. That game would have been a lot easier if United won full strength. I am done with paying teams too much respect, because this is where Man United basically fail. If you pay teams too much respect, Man United will not win trophies. They will not get anywhere far by letting the opponent get into their head and letting them dominate the game and possibly trying to win and get the 3 points, or even trying to get the next round of a cup or a trophy. Man United need to start being more brutal. We need to stop using this softy, nice approach, because Erik ten Hag's trying to build a winning team here, and he's trying to actually get the best out of the players we've got. But I think he deep down knows that he's having to use these players because the fatigue is now setting in. And with a joker for World Cup rather than in Qatar, and expect all the players to come back off of that absolutely exhausted, because I think it will happen. I think the players we send out on to World Cup are going to be knackered from top to bottom. I don't know how then they're going to be able to perform for top clubs like your United, your Cities, your Liverpools, your Chelseas, because those players' mentalities will be on the floor because they've played so much football, especially in the heat in the World Cup Qatar. We haven't seen that, and it's going to be interesting to see how it goes. But my man of the match has to go to Alejandro Garnacho. For me, he changed the game. He brought the pace on. He brought the excitement on. He's got the skill. And that cross he set up for McTominay for his goal. What a ball into the box as well. That is something that reminds me when Rooney gave that cross to Robin Van Persie and he hit it on the volley. Van Persie, and it went into the back of the Villa net to win our 20th league title, wearing the number 20 shirt. I saw repeats of that with Garnacho to McTominay. I saw that. And he's lighting up Old Trafford, and he's actually showing that he can take his United game to the future. He's basically showing, I'm here to star, I'm here to play, and I'm here to get you the goals, assists, and I want to help progress my career, my future. Because I tell you what, after that tonight, he should be starting on Sunday against Fulham. He has to start. Because I tell you what, without Garnacho, this game's gone to penalties tonight. And that is why he's got my man of the match award. So if you enjoyed my match reaction, remember to hit the like button, hit the share button, hit the subscribe button. If you are new to my YouTube channel, which is called United Red Devils 20, please subscribe, bottom right hand corner if you're new, and let's try and get to 400 subscribers before the end of 2022 this year. Let's really try and push it together as a channel, as a community, and please tell everyone you know about this channel, get them to subscribe and join and put the notification bell on, and to share the video. Hit the tweet button, hit the retweet button, and always remember to put that notification bell at all times as well, so you receive all the content right throughout the rest of 2022 this year. We've got more Fortnite. We're going to be playing Hogwarts Legacy, Kingdom Hearts 4. We're going to get the Need for Speed Unbound. We're going to get the new SpongeBob game, Cosmic Shake. We're also going to be getting Uncharted. We've got FIFA 23 predictors for the World Cup. More previews, more match reactions. We'll also be doing a FIFA World Cup career mode with Belgium, the Netherlands, Germany, Brazil, France, Spain, England, and Germany, all those countries as well. And please obviously join me for the match preview tomorrow afternoon for Manchester United's upcoming away game against Fulham Football Club on Sunday evening. Please join me for that match preview, which we'll be doing tomorrow afternoon on this channel. So I'll be going live for the preview for my game against Fulham on match day. I think it's 16 or 17 of the 22-2023 Premier League season. Who enjoyed my match reaction? And obviously Manchester United now face Burnley in the Carabao Cup 4th round at home in a few weeks' time. I hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching.